Let's see if you can do this, Aaron Rodgers. We know he has issues chugging a beer. Taylor Swift does not.
She was ready. Like I've loved the whole Taylor Swift experience. I know I'm on record for that. When they showed her on the screen a lot of times during the football game, right? I mean, that box, they were always having fun. They're
Ice
dancing.
Spice was up there.
Right. They're enjoying, they're enjoying themselves, let alone the game itself. I mean, you see her doing that. She's got, Blake Lively next to her at one point, and Lana Del Rey's there. I mean, again, I think it just adds to the great theatrics of the Super Bowl with Taylor Swift being there.
Some of the media in the press box were saying that they were in the vicinity when she arrived,
Right.
and someone said, don't take any pictures of her. And my reaction to that was,
bullshit?
Yeah, I mean, it's a public place. What do you mean?
Right.
I mean, don't come if you don't want to be photographed by people who see you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not even.
You should just say it and see if people comply.
And then more times than not, I think people will. But it's really cool, and there were so many big stars in the audience yesterday, which is always great to see. They do a good job of putting a bunch of them on the big screen there, and I think it adds to the.
Leo might have been caught in a pick or a scratch.
Oh,
apparently.
yeah. Well,
it was
yeah,
either a pick or a scratch.
He was down, then he didn't want to look up and acknowledge it. You saw LeBron. I mean, all the heavy hitters were there. It really was incredible, but nobody's a bigger deal than Taylor Swift and what she does to the crowd when they put her on the big screen.
Took the flight from Tokyo, where she had a concert, to LA, and then from LA over to. And it's fun. I think I saw somewhere they had a backup plane.
Right.
Like not even mechanic around. No, just we have another plane. If there's anything wrong with this plane, we got another plane.
Right, well, hey, can't hide money literally with this one, right?
Can't hide money. Definitely not trying to, and always making more of it.
Yeah, and they can't hide it. No, she's stuck now. We know how rich she is, but yeah, it really added to this whole football season, I thought. And it adds to the Chiefs' stardom, and we've talked about it so much. It's just rare that a team can embrace what a lot of coaches and people would call distractions, and it doesn't seem to distract them, and they can still stay focused on the task.
It all started back in week 3. I'm having a little trouble with English language today.
Right.
It started back in week 3 or 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And she showed up for a lot of the games after that. It became a thing. It drove people crazy. It was stupid because, again, they're going to cut away to somebody. So you're either going to see her, or you're going to see the owner, or you're going to see the dude with the wig and the face paint and the sign with the misspelled words on it. Who cares who they cut away to after there is a score or some other big moment in the game? One moment that went under the radar because it ultimately was inconsequential, but the horse collar tackle in the first half.
Right.
Nick Bolton grabbing the nameplate of Brock Purdy as he ran to the left. It's called horse collar tackle. And the rule book says that the player has to be pulled toward the ground, and the rule book contains language about the knees buckling. I see a guy running, and he lets go of it just at the moment that it's about to become a tackle. I don't think I've ever seen one that close before. I mean, usually once you start it, you're getting your money's worth. You're pulling the guy down.
Right.
He lets go just as the process begins of coming down. I don't know.
I don't love it.
That's
I'll go
100 out of 100.
This is one where I'd like to go common sense. Okay, in this football game right here, it's not egregious. Yes, he grabs the nameplate. I know in the language there's something about you don't have to take him to the ground if his knee buckles or anything like that. But come on, I mean. Basically, looks like he got the first down anyways. You don't take him to the ground. And I think the point is, too, he realized where he was in the danger area, and he lets go.
He let go.
Right? So, yeah, in this moment, it didn't end up affecting the Chiefs. Like you said before the break, though, it affected the field position because there's a 9.5-yard, 10-yard run, whatever, added to 15 yards. And I believe that was the drive stalls out, and then they punt, and the Chiefs get the ball at the 1-yard line, whatever. That's where it was big. But, yeah, that would be one. For the most part, they did not call many penalties. We know that. They did not overtake the game, and that would have been one what I wish we didn't see.
There was one moment.
I thought the Chiefs got a few people held them.
But that happens all the time.
Right.
Happens all the time.
But I felt like there was some egregious
ones. It
was
gutsy to call defensive holding in overtime.
Yeah.
Because it was close, and we've seen that not called. That was gutsy because we say all the time they don't have the nerve to throw it.
Right.
The Kyle Juszczyk falling to the ground football move. Remember that loophole we talked about during the season? You spotted it. Okay, I made my football move, but I'm still going to the ground.
Right.
I have to maintain possession through going to the ground, even if I've made my football move.
Right.
And they've made it clear that regardless of what the rule says, because our point, Chris, was they need to make the rule clear.
Right.
That if you complete the act of catching the pass while going to the ground, you don't have to maintain possession. But he was going to the ground. He made the football move. When he hit the ground, he lost possession. Under a literal, strict reading of the rule book, that's an incomplete pass. Again, they didn't score a touchdown that drive, so it didn't matter.
No.
But that was a key moment.
I was surprised. I mean, we've heard the language of 3 steps and a football move, really, to kind of solidify it.
Right.
This was, I'm falling to the ground. I took 1 step. And actually, as my right foot,
but if you're going to the ground,
falling,
you still have to hold the ball.
I know. So
even
to the
if you've
language
done
of
the
the
other
law,
stuff.
right? I mean, if they're going to go to the language of the law, the horse collar thing, you would think, oh, go to the language of the law there. I was surprised when I saw it, and I went, oh wait, they're looking at it. And right here's my other always clue: being in the NFL or whatever, the guys on the 49ers did not think it was a catch. You know, George Kittle and everybody was like, let's run a play because that's not a catch. So I think even the players themselves weren't sold on that. Going to the ground, got to survive that. And I don't even know if that classified as a football move, really. 1 step, as he's reaching and the ball hits the ground, the right foot is also, the second step is just hitting the ground, right? So that was, like you said, not huge, but certainly I questioned it.
I think it falls into this gap, and this is what we raised during the season. The owners need to take control of their sport because someone is interpreting the rules that the owners are responsible for passing in a way different than the rules are written. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.